Ian from In 30 Minutes Guides, 6 reasons millennial parents should open 529 plans for their kids right now. If this video helps, please take a moment to like it, follow me. Let's get started. So the number one reason that millennial parents should open a 529 plan for their kids is their kids are usually young enough to realize a big benefit down the road because the 529 funds can grow over time. And on this particular example, this is the charlesschwab.com 529 savings calculator. Let's say you have a child named Trevor. Trevor's 9 years old. The current annual college cost for in-state public four-year college is $25,000. That's pretty reasonable. And you don't have anything. You don't have any money saved yet for Trevor, but you just start putting in $200 per month, which many families can afford. Maybe they have to cut back on some other expenses. If you do that, by the time Trevor is a freshman in the year 2032, most of the first year will be taken care of, will be covered by the 529 contributions that you've put in over that time period. So this is one reason to do it, is because kids are usually, for millennial parents, are usually young enough where you can realize a bigger benefit because the funds can grow over time. The second reason why you should do this is because 529 plans, as shown on the IRS page about qualified tuition programs, the money, the earnings, accumulate tax-free while in the account as long as they're used for qualified educational expenses. And that's a really huge benefit, because that means, let's say that you're putting in $200 per month and it's growing 5.38% every year. It's a moderately conservative assumption on average. But that money, that 5.38%, you won't get taxed on that. That will not be taxed as income when you finally withdraw the money. So it's a tax-free earnings over time, although the contributions, they're after tax, and you do not get a deduction on the 529 money that you put in there. Reason number 3, they're easy to set up and manage contributions. You can go to Fidelity right now, or you can go to Vanguard right now, and you can just online create a 529 plan and basically set it up by automatically deducting from a bank account that you link, or writing a check every quarter or every year to fund the account for your child. For each child, you can they need their own 529 plan. But if, let's say, one child, let's say Trevor here, decides not to go to college, you can change the designation to his sister Emma if you want to do that. Or maybe Trevor can use the money later on if he decides to go to college at a later age. The next reason to use the 529 plans is they are easy to tap. So we use Fidelity for our 529 plans, and basically all it is to do to get the money out of the plan is we just transfer money from the 529 plan to our bank account, and then we use the money to pay for qualified educational expenses. And for qualified educational expenses, this is an in-state public college in our state. If you go to the cost of attendance page, which every legitimate college in the United States will have something like this, it shows you exactly how much the expected cost of attendance is. These are used for federal financial aid guidelines, and these also determine how much money you can withdraw from your 529 plan. So let's say that the child is living off campus in a rented apartment, and these will be the costs that Trevor has to pay for. Including personal, loan fees, transportation, food, housing, tuition fees, etc. So as long as you have, as long as your withdrawals from your 529 plan for that child are less than this figure right here, you're good to go. So the next reason why millennial parents should consider using the 529 plan to save money for their kids is because you can change beneficiaries. So as I said before, Trevor changes his mind about going to college by the time he's 17 or 18. Let's say he wants to join the military or wants to do a trade or something like that where he doesn't need to pay for qualified educational expenses. Well, you can change the designated beneficiary to somebody else, Emma, or to another sibling. And then finally, the sixth reason why millennial parents should consider these types of plans is because it doesn't have to be you creating the 529 plan for your child. Somebody else can create a 529 plan for your child, designate that child as a beneficiary, and that someone is often a grandparent or another relative, an aunt or an uncle who wants to help out with the college expenses for the kid, because let's face it, college expenses in the United States, they're frankly ridiculous, and they want to help out in any way that they can. So 529 plans are really an effective way to save money for college. It doesn't have to be a huge contribution every month. It can have a real impact on the savings for your child down the road. So those are the 6 reasons that I recommend millennial parents especially get started on this, because their children are usually young enough to realize large compounded growth over time, tax-free withdrawals of that growth over time to help pay for college. This is Ian Lamont from In 30 Minutes Guides. If you go to in30minutes.com, you can check out the many other books and guides that we have for different topics, including we have a personal finance guide, we have Social Security, all kinds of technology guides. All of our authors are experts in their respective fields. Thank you so much for watching.